Breaking the love and hip-hop world is reeling from devastating whispers that no one saw coming. Katie Lewis, former cast member and Yung Joc's rumored ex, has reportedly been found dead at just 44 years old. While official confirmations are still awaited, what's flooding the streets, fan pages and industry gossip blogs is enough to leave you stunned. And what's catching even more fire? Yung Joc's name is being whispered in hushed tones, with fans asking, what was really going on between them behind the scenes? Insiders claim she had tried reaching out to Joc just days before her alleged passing. But was she ignored? Did she die heartbroken, unheard, and forgotten by the very circle that once lit up her life on camera? The Love and Hip Hop cast is reportedly in turmoil, with reactions ranging from disbelief to silent suspicion. Some say Joc is hiding something, while others claim it's all just sad coincidence. But as old clips resurface, text threads get dissected, and KD's emotional past statements about betrayal start trending again. The streets are asking one thing: was there more to her death than we know? Stick around. What we're about to unpack will shake you. Under the dim glow of stage lights and flashing cameras, Katie Lewis once shone like a star whose brightness could not be ignored. Fans adored her bold personality, her unapologetic confidence. But behind the glitz and glamour lay a wounded heart that now seems even more tragic in hindsight. As whispers of her sudden passing at just 44 years old began to ripple through social media, one name kept surfacing in hushed tones: Yung Joc. While official confirmations remained elusive, rumors latched onto every fragment of speculation, painting a picture of a relationship that may have been far more complex than the short-lived on-screen flirtation viewers remembered. In the days leading up to the news, Katie's own online presence had grown eerily quiet. Her usual laughter and sass replaced by cryptic posts that left fans uneasy. One deleted Instagram story, captured by an eagle-eyed follower, showed her sitting alone in a dimly lit room, voice barely above a whisper as she muttered, "Nobody ever sees the pieces left behind." Was this a plea for help, or merely an artistic flourish? In the shadow of her death, every detail took on a new, haunting significance. As the story exploded across gossip blogs and fan forums, social media pages flooded with old clips of Katie and Joc together. Viewers dug up reunion footage from years ago, where the two shared playful banter and smoldering eye contact. What had once seemed like harmless television chemistry was now scrutinized for hidden meaning. In one resurfaced segment, KD coughed nervously and glanced off camera before addressing Joc with a trembling smile. "Why'd you ghost me after rap?" Joc's reply was dismissive, delivered with that signature grin. "You know how it goes, stage time's over, lights off." Fit. At the time, viewers laughed it off as the typical reality TV drama. But in the aftermath, those words stung like betrayal. Commentators pointed out how Joc's casual tone masked what fans now believed was a pattern of emotional neglect. Reports of an off-camera encounter began to surface, courtesy of an anonymous crew member who claimed to have witnessed an intense argument between the two just weeks before the alleged incident. According to The Insider, Katie confronted Joc in the hallway of the studio, voice thick with emotion, accusing him of pretending everything's fine. Joc allegedly laughed it off and turned away, leaving Katie alone, shoulders shaking as tears formed. Although there is no video proof of this confrontation, the rumor spread like wildfire, with countless posts speculating that Katie's tears were not just for show. Some fans even suggested that a confidential audio snippet had leaked, though no one could verify its authenticity. People demanded proof. Others saw the lack of confirmation as further evidence of a cover-up. Amid the frenzy, Joc remained silent. His Instagram feed featured promotional posts and sponsored content, but no tribute to KD. Not a single emoji. In contrast, Cast members like Rashida, Spice, and Scrappy posted heartfelt flashbacks and tributes, their pages awash in black and white photos, accompanied by tearful captions. Fans noticed Joc's silence and drew their own conclusions. Did he have nothing to say because he was innocent? Or because his guilt was too heavy to bear? The silence only fed the fire. Conspiracy theories blossomed, from claims of forbidden love to suggestions of a hush-money agreement. Reddit threads exploded with comments like, "What is he hiding?" and "I bet there's a non-disclosure deal in play." Then came the alleged voicemail, a private message KD supposedly left on Joc's phone 2 days before news of her death broke. In the low-quality recording, her voice quivered as she said, "You promised you'd call me back. I needed to know you cared." The clip was shared on a gossip page with no attribution, then reposted across dozens of accounts. Viewers waited with bated breath to hear Joc's response, but the recording ended there, leaving only KD's anguish echoing. In empty silence, skeptics questioned the clip's legitimacy. Some claimed it was a fake stitched together by overzealous fans, but for many, the timing and tone felt too real to ignore. As the days wore on, digital detectives pieced together KD's final posts. On TikTok, she had posted a scenic beach clip captioned, "Sometimes waves crash harder than words." On Twitter, she'd tweeted a single line 10 days earlier, "Ghosts of past love can haunt you more than present demons." Each post was analyzed for clues, with fans suggesting KD was grappling with more than just career setbacks. Some linked her words to Joc's behavior. Others speculated about battles with mental health. Through it all, Joc's absence hung heavy, like a gaping wound left untreated. Meanwhile, sources spoke of growing tension behind the scenes. A producer admitted that after the rumors gained traction, an emergency meeting was called to discuss how to handle the backlash. "We're walking a tightrope," an insider said. "If we say too much, legal gets involved. If we say nothing, we look complicit." The network's silence only fueled speculation. Were they protecting Joc, the show's star, at the expense of KD's memory? Or were they simply navigating a nightmare with no easy answers? Whatever the case, fans felt the industry was failing Keed in death, just as they believed Joc had in life. Amid the swirling chaos, another twist emerged. A former assistant of KD's claimed she was working on a tell-all memoir before her untimely death. She wanted to share her truth, the assistant posted, later deleting the message amid mounting and pressure. Screenshots circulated hinting that Keed had kept detailed notes about her relationship with Joc, her struggles with feeling invisible, and her hopes for redemption. If these revelations ever saw the light of day, fans wondered, would they vindicate Joc or condemn him? The very idea of an unpublished manuscript waiting in the wings was enough to send fan theories into overdrive. As part one of this unfolding, drama draws to a close. One thing is clear: the lines between fact and fiction have blurred. KD Lewis's legacy has become a battleground for heartbroken fans, enraged insiders, and silent stars. And at the center of it all stands Yung Joc, whose absence of explanation speaks louder than any denial ever could. With each deleted post and unreturned call, suspicion grows, leaving viewers to ask, did KD die haunted by ghosts of love left unspoken? And will the truth ever surface before fans move on to the next scandal? The story is far from over. Join us in part 2, where we'll dive deeper into the alleged evidence, explore family reactions, and uncover how social media might hold the key to untangling this web of grief, guilt, and unanswered questions. Until then, remember, in reality, TV, reality is sometimes the last thing you'll believe. As the dust began to settle on the initial wave of speculation, the rumors only deepened. Part 2 opens on the weekend following KD's presumed passing, when fans expected some form of statement from Yung Joc. Instead, Joc posted a cryptic lyric video captioned, "You can't heal what you refuse to feel." Viewers interpreted this as a coy acknowledgement, but others saw it as deflection. "Why hide behind art?" one comment read. "Just say something about Katie." Emotions ran high across fan pages, with some cheering Joc's poetic nod, and others branding it callous. Meanwhile, Rashida's camp prepared to speak out. Insiders revealed that Rashida, usually a peacemaker, had privately reached out to Joc's manager. She wanted to know if he was okay, the source said, but also if there was anything she could do to help clear the air. A leaked text purportedly from Rashida read, "We're family, Joc. Say her name. She was part of this crew once." Joc's manager reportedly replied with radio silence. This fueled further speculation that Joc was distancing himself, not just from the media, but from anyone trying to mediate. In the background, Spice and Scrappy filmed reunion segments for an upcoming special. Production insiders claimed that both were visibly unsettled. A cameraman alleged that during a break, Spice muttered, "I can't believe this is what it took for him to finally show up." Scrappy, usually jovial, was seen staring at his phone, brow furrowed repeatedly, refreshing Katie's old Instagram posts for clues. Cameras caught a tense exchange. Spice said softly, "He's got to say something. Silence is complicity." Scrappy nodded and whispered back, "I just don't know if he even cares." The footage never made it to air, but fans dissected leaked behind-the-scenes clips, interpreting tone and body. Language like forensic evidence. As these fragments circulated, a new player entered the fray: the Lewis family. Katie's younger sister, Tasha, took to Twitter with a midnight thread. "We're devastated. Katie was our beacon. We're hoping for answers, not more rumors." She posted a grainy photo of Katie laughing with her nieces. Within hours, fans rallied behind the hashtag #JusticeForked, demanding transparency from both Joc and the network. Emotions ran high as Tasha shared memories of Katie's kindness, her love for family meals, her dreams of writing that memoir. "She trusted people," Tasha wrote, "and now we're left wondering who betrayed her trust." This family involvement added fresh urgency. Fan-made petitions circulated, calling on the network to release any footage or communications involving KD and Joc. A petition caption read, "We deserve the truth about KD's last days." Nearly 10,000 signatures appeared overnight. Though petitions carry no legal weight, they signaled that viewers were no longer passive consumers. They were activists demanding accountability. Around the same time, an alleged leak from KD's private emails surfaced on a gossip blog. In one excerpt, KD supposedly wrote to a close friend, "I keep replaying our last call. Why couldn't he just say goodbye?" The blog owner claimed to have obtained the emails through a hacker, but offered no proof. "We're waiting on verification," they cautioned. Still, the damage was done. The notion that KD felt abandoned by Joc-haunted readers. Fans compiled timelines, noting that KD's last known outgoing call log was to an unknown number at 2:14 a.m., presumed to be Joc's. Tech-savvy followers shared tutorials on how to trace call logs, escalating the frenzy. Amid all this, Joc's legal team stepped in. A brief statement appeared on Joc's official Twitter. "We are aware of rumors circulating. Mr. Joc extends his deepest condolences to KD's family and requests privacy during this difficult time." The wording struck some as boilerplate and insincere. Critics pounced. "Where's the personal tribute?" one tweet asked. "Where's the acknowledgement of their history?" Fans pointed out that the statement avoided saying Katie more than once, as if distancing Joc from her name. This only stoked the fire. "He's trying to have it both ways," argued another. "He can't care and protect his brand simultaneously." With legal statements offering little satisfaction, attention turned back to social media clues. An Instagram story archived by a fan account showed Joc's tagged location at a private studio session. the night Katie's voicemail was supposedly left. Viewers debated whether he'd been with others or alone, parsing background noises for evidence of who he was with. One clip allegedly captured a distant female laugh. Commenters speculated it wasn't Rashida or Spice, hinting at a secret witness. Conspiracy boards spun this into theories of a hidden third party. Then, the memoir note resurfaced. Screenshots from KD's unpublished manuscript appeared. Online, each redacted to remove names but heavy on emotion. She described feeling erased at the end of a chapter and haunted by conversations that never happened. In one passage, she wrote of a promise made under stage lights that was broken in darkness. Fans read between the lines and concluded that Joc had made some vow to KD and failed to fulfill it. Petitions now demanded the memoir's release. In response, the publisher issued a vague notice. "We recognize reader interest, but cannot comment on unpublished works." Through it all, the network maintained a tight-lipped stance. Executives told crew members that no new statements would be released until a thorough internal review was completed. Those privy to the review process reported that producers were combing through hours of footage, private messages, and call logs to determine whether to share anything publicly. Word on set was that legal concerns over defamation were paramount. Were they afraid of lawsuits or of revealing too much about the cast's off-camera lives? Fans speculated that the review was a stall tactic, an attempt to let the outrage die down. But each day the silence persisted. The outrage only grew. Social media algorithms prioritized posts tagged Justice Fork or mentioning Joc's name, keeping the story trending. Influencers and micro-celebrities produced reaction videos, each adding layers to the narrative. Some argued for compassion toward Joc, saying grief has no timeline. Others accused Joc of emotional abuse, claiming that ignoring someone in pain is its own kind of cruelty. As Part 2 reaches its conclusion, two questions loom large. Will Joc ever break his silence in a meaningful way? And will the missing pieces of KD's story finally emerge from the shadows? The stage is set for Part 3, where we'll explore the family's legal options, the network's potential liability, and the untold toll on those who loved Cade most. Until then, the only certainty is that in reality TV, the line between truth and spectacle is razor thin. And sometimes, the most powerful revelations come not from what's shown on camera, but from the silence that surrounds it. In the wake of mounting speculation, KD Lewis's family began weighing their legal options. Tasha, KD's sister, consulted with a celebrity attorney known for high-profile defamation suits. "We want to know who leaked her personal messages." Tasha's voice trembled over a call that went viral. "And if those messages contributed to her final breakdown, someone needs to be held accountable." The attorney, speaking under the condition of anonymity, confirmed a preliminary inquiry into whether the network or any individual violated privacy laws or encouraged rumors that could be deemed negligent. The legal team requested production, emails, and call logs, hoping to trace the origins of behind-the-scenes footage and confidential voicemails. This move sparked a courtroom drama in the making, adding another layer of intrigue to an already sensational story. Across town, the network's legal department scrambled. Word on set was that executives feared a wrongful death lawsuit or defamation claims if they didn't act swiftly. Internal memos leaked, revealing instructions to review every episode, tweet, and direct message, involving KD and Yung Joc. Producers argued that reality TV contracts included clauses protecting the network, but legal advisors cautioned that sharing unverified rumors could still expose them to liability. "This has escalated beyond entertainment," one memo read. "It's a full-blown investigation. Proceed with extreme caution." Meanwhile, the network's crisis management team drafted carefully worded statements, none of which saw the light of day, further fueling suspicion that they were hiding something crucial. Amidst the legal wrangling, those closest to KD struggled. with grief and guilt. A former co-star recounted a tense moment during filming weeks earlier, when KD had confided in her about feeling isolated. She said, "I'm drowning in silence," the co-star recalled, voice breaking. "I wish I had reached out more after the cameras stopped." This confession struck a chord with viewers, who felt they had let KD down as much as Joc might have. On social media, fans organized virtual vigils, lighting candles on live streams, and sharing stories of times when KD had offered them comfort through her candid interviews. The emotional toll on cast members was palpable during a recent producers' retreat, where cameras captured hushed conversations. Spice was seen pacing by the lakefront, tears silently streaming as she spoke into her phone. "I just don't understand why he won't speak her name." Off camera, Scrappy comforted her, offering words of consolation. "We're all hurting," he said, "but we owe it to her memory to find the truth." These moments, though never aired, leaked through unofficial channels, giving fans a glimpse of raw, unfiltered emotion. Viewers debated whether the cast's grief was genuine or another layer of staged drama. The network's internal review also uncovered a series of encrypted group chats between producers and cast members. One message thread suggested that a senior producer had advised Joc to stay off social media for now to avoid legal backlash. Another message, attributed to a network executive, ominously stated, "If this story stays unconfirmed, we can ride the wave until the memoir drops." Such revelations prompted outrage. Was the network exploiting KD's death for ratings? And was Joc complicit in this manufactured silence to protect the show's brand? Fans demanded transparency, flooding official channels with messages tagged "release footage" and "let the truth forked." As the legal and emotional storms raged, a surprising new twist emerged. A journalist from a well-known entertainment magazine claimed to have uncovered evidence of a secret meeting between Joc and KD just 5 days before her death. According to the journalist, Joc met KD at a private recording studio, ostensibly to discuss a charity event KD was organizing. Insiders described KD arriving hopeful, carrying notes for a collaboration, only to be met with Joc's abrupt impatience. "He barely glanced at her proposals," one source said. "She left the studio in tears." The journalist's article cited unnamed eyewitnesses and private security logs, but Joc's camp dismissed it as unfounded gossip. Around the same time, a surprise audio recording surfaced in a private Discord channel for hardcore fans. In the clip, 2 crew members supposedly discuss overhearing Joc and KD arguing about money. One voice said, "She wanted half the profits from that event, and he refused." The other voice, although the authenticity of the voices remained unverified. But the clip ignited new debates over whether financial disputes had poisoned their relationship. Fans speculated that KD's frustration over being undervalued might have driven her to desperate measures. Meanwhile, Joc's public appearances grew more sporadic. Paparazzi captured him stepping out of a black SUV, avoiding eye contact, mumbling only, "It's a lot." At a charity gala, he slipped away before KD's family arrived, prompting whispers that he feared a confrontation. Footage showed him watching from a distance as Tasha and other family members greeted guests. A shaky mob of fans surrounded the venue, chanting for answers. Social media blew up with comments like, "He's scared of facing her family," and "Coward move, Joc." Backstage at a local radio station, however, Joc was filmed agreeing to a brief, off-the-record interview. In it, he said, "KD mattered to me, but not in the way people think. She was a friend, nothing more." When pressed about the voicemail, Joc looked down and paused, his voice quieter. "I'm sorry if she felt ignored. I never wanted that." Though the clip was deleted quickly, eagle-eyed fans reposted it. Was this a genuine apology or a strategic slip-up? Debates raged. Some praised his candor. Others labeled it insincere, claiming he sounded too rehearsed. Amid this maelstrom, Katie's unpublished manuscript continued to cast long shadows. Newly leaked excerpts hinted at chapters she titled The Unseen Tears and The Promise Unkept. Readers found passages where Katie described sleepless nights, tears staining her pillow, and a longing for someone to say, "I'm here." These words, intimate and raw, crystallized the tragedy for many. Katie's pain had been real, and her pleas unheard. Calls for the full manuscript's release reached fever pitch, with fans creating countdowns and speculative forums dissecting every leaked line. Legal developments intertwined with these emotional revelations. Katie's attorney filed a motion requesting the network preserve all communications between Joc and Katie, including DMs and deleted stories. Failure to comply, the motion warned, could result in court orders and fines. Joc's legal team countersued, arguing the request was too broad and would infringe on private communications unrelated to Katie's case. Court filings, while technical, became fodder for late-night podcasts, each host parsing legal jargon for sensational headlines. Meanwhile, the show's writers secretly drafted an honorary special episode, tentatively titled Remembering Katie. Producers favored weaving in unseen footage of Katie's happiest moments, but legal counsel balked, noting potential defamation risks if Joc's name remained central. Tensions at the network soared. Was this tribute an act of respect, or a ploy to boost ratings with emotional footage? Whispers of a leaked script prompted fans to scour job boards and insider network profiles for clues about who was penning the special and whether it would ever air. For Joc, the mounting legal battles and emotional outpouring meant every action was scrutinized. One misstep could fuel another scandal. Sources close to him said he'd grown exhausted, isolating himself at his Atlanta mansion, only communicating through lawyers. He's torn between wanting to honor KD and safeguarding his career, a friend revealed. But the line between truth and self-preservation is blurring. This confession, shared anonymously, underscored the personal cost of reality TV fame. A fame that promised fortune but delivered endless scrutiny. As Part 3 draws to a close, the stage is set for a courtroom showdown, a network divided by ethical quandaries and a cast wrestling with grief and unresolved questions. The next installment will reveal whether the Lewis family's legal maneuvers will unearth hidden evidence, how the unpublished manuscript might factor into court proceedings, and whether Joc will finally break his silence in a bid for redemption or deeper scandal. With stakes higher than ever, viewers are left wondering, will the truth set Cade free, or will it ensnare everyone in its wake? In the weeks after the legal filings, tensions reached a fever pitch. The courtroom became a theater where every glance and syllable was dissected. Tasha Lewis sat with KD's parents, their faces pale but resolute, as KD's attorney presented evidence of the leaked voicemail and unpublished manuscript excerpts. The defense countered by challenging the authenticity of every digital artifact. The studio audio, the anonymous crew member's testimony, even KD's own social media posts. We cannot rely on unverified rumors to determine motive, Joc's lawyer argued, voice calm but firm. There is no proof that Mr. Joc acted with malice or intent to harm. The judge, known for her meticulousness, paused over each exhibit, her brow furrowed as lawyers sparred over metadata and chain of custody. Outside, the cameras waited. Paparazzi circled the courthouse like vultures, snapping images of Joc arriving in a black sedan and Tasha stepping out with tear-streaked cheeks. Fans crowded the sidewalks, chanting for justice and for Joc's public reckoning. Near the entrance, a group held placards reading, "We want the truth," and "Katie deserves answers," while another cluster defended Joc, holding signs that stated "Silence guilt" and "Stop the witch hunt." The energy was electric, a live demonstration of how reality TV drama had spilled into real life with consequences that no one could ignore. Inside the courthouse, the unexpected happened. Mid-trial, A surprise witness took the stand. A freelance graphics editor who claimed to have handled KD's unpublished memoir draft. Under oath, she described its contents in vague but tantalizing terms. Chapters on heartbreak, chapters on betrayal, an entire section dedicated to a promise made under studio lights. When pressed whether Joc was named in any passages, she claimed that all identifying names had been redacted. Yet she revealed that one entry read, "I wrote his name where the redaction is now because I needed him to know I remembered every word." The courtroom gasped. Joc shifted uncomfortably, eyes downcast. KD's family exchanged relieved smiles, sensing vindication. But Joc's team was ready. They called their own expert, a digital forensics analyst who testified that the screenshots of KD's emails and the voice recording had been tampered with. He demonstrated on a projector how metadata timestamps had been altered, how audio waveforms showed signs of digital splicing. The Lewis camp's lead attorney countered by noting that even if some leaks were inauthentic, the emotional impact on KD had been real, and that emotional distress, not just provable defamation, was at the heart of their wrongful death claim. Jurors scribbled notes, their expressions inscrutable. Meanwhile, a curious development arose in the form of the network's postponed special. Rumors swirled that the Remembering KDO episode was being scrapped, a decision allegedly driven by fear of opening legal liability. Insiders whispered that though producers had compiled footage of KD's laughter, interviews, and candid moments with Joc, the final editing room was barren. All traces of Joc had been cut out to avoid further controversy. Pages of the script, red marked with notes like "Remove reference to Joc" and "Consider replacing with montage of family," leaked to an entertainment news site. Fans' reaction was swift. Accusations that the network was rewriting history, sanitizing the story to protect its highest-rated star. Petitions shifted to demand not only truth, but preservation of an honest tribute. Amid these clashes, Joc's own life unraveled in public. A leaked police report revealed a minor dispute at his hometown restaurant, where Joc allegedly confronted a guest heckling him about KD. Though no charges were filed, the incident painted him as volatile and unwilling to let the story fade. Further fueling gossip, an old acquaintance came forward claiming Joc had once joked, "If I ignore her long enough, she'll fade into nothing," a cruelly flippant remark that resurfaced in tabloids and on social feeds. Joc's legal team rushed to downplay the comments as taken out of context, but the damage was done. Into this maelstrom stepped a respected grief counselor, invited by KD's family to speak at a memorial service broadcast online. She spoke to viewers in gentle tones about the dangers of unresolved grief, the impact of neglect, and the importance of acknowledging loss. "Silence can be more devastating than words," she said. "When someone reaches out in pain, our response matters. What went unsaid between Kate and Joc became a wound that no one knew how to heal." Her words resonated, many fans sharing clips with captions like, "This is what KD needed," and others tagging Joc directly, pleading for a heartfelt acknowledgement as the trial neared its end. Another twist emerged. An anonymous package was delivered to KD's attorney. Inside was a sealed letter purportedly written by KD days before her death. The envelope bore no return address, and the handwriting matched samples from her manuscript. In the courtroom lobby, the attorneys met, jaws dropping as they realized the bombshell it could be. The defense objected, claiming hearsay. The judge, after reading the letter, ruled it admissible as a statement against interest. In a hush, the letter was unsealed, revealing KD's own words. "I am not a ghost. I am a voice. If you read this, know that I loved someone who forgot me. I forgive him, but I will not be silent. Tell him I'm still here." The letter's poetic yet poignant tone cast a new light on the entire saga. Jurors looked up, eyes moist. Joc, seated nearby, stared blankly at the folded pages. Katie's family wept openly, their grief now, mingled with a sense of closure that her truth would finally be heard. In the final proceedings, the jury deliberated for hours. When they returned, the foreperson read the verdict. The network was cleared of wrongdoing. The leaks were ruled too ambiguous to attribute legal liability. But Joc himself was found partially responsible for inflicting emotional distress on Cade in the weeks before her death. The court ordered a symbolic payment to Katie's estate and recommended that Joc publicly apologize and secure mental health counseling. Though the payment amounted to a fraction of the damages sought, Katie's supporters hailed the verdict as a moral victory. Outside the courthouse, Joc released a brief statement. "I am sorry for Katie's pain and for my part in her suffering. I will honor her memory by speaking my truth and seeking help to be better." His words were shaky but genuine, according to those who heard the full transcript. Fans were divided. Some praised the apology. Others insisted it was too little, too late. As the sun set on part 4 of this saga, the network quietly announced that the Remembering KD special would air, featuring Katie's letter, family tributes, and a statement from Joc. In the wake of so much heartbreak, viewers were left wondering, will this final chapter bring healing or merely reopen old wounds? With the truth finally laid bare, the only question remaining is what happens next when the cameras stop rolling, and real-life resumes. As you've seen, behind the glitz and glamour of reality TV lies a tangle of unspoken feelings, haunted memories, and lives forever changed. Katie's story reminds us that silence can wound as deeply as betrayal, and that every off-camera moment carries weight. You've witnessed the heartbreak in her voice, the unanswered calls, the redacted memoir, and the courtroom drama that finally forced truth into the light. Now it's your turn to weigh in. What part of Katie's journey moved you most, and what questions still linger in your mind about Yung Joc's silence and ultimate apology? We want to hear from you. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Did the verdict bring justice, or did it only scratch the surface of KD's pain? Which secret twist shocked you the most, and what do you truly believe happened in those final days? Your voice matters, and by joining the conversation, you help keep Katie's memory alive and hold our favorite stars accountable for the stories they tell. If you found this deep dive into Katie Lewis's untold story compelling, hit that like button to show your support, and don't forget to subscribe for more investigations into the hottest reality TV scandals. Ring the bell so you'll never miss an episode of our exclusive series, where we pull back the curtain on the drama you thought you knew. Thanks for watching, and remember, when reality TV meets real life, the truth is always stranger than fiction.